What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm going to talk about how AI, how electronics should replace most of these 9 to 5 workers, most of these 9 to 5 workplaces, right? Most of these people working for these 9 to 5 jobs, they shouldn't be working here because they're being overworked and underpaid, and they're not able to get themselves right mentally and physically. So it will make sense if this world will replace AI and robotic structures and technology to replace these workers. And there's a lot of factors that comes into play. Well, first off, shout out to Chauncey One. Chauncey One mentioned how AI should replace most of these workers, how he thinks it's a good idea, and I agree with him. It is a good idea, but obviously we both know that like there's a lot of factors that comes into this world because of like corrupt people controlling this world, and like so they're not, and it gets complicated because obviously like people work so they can make money so they can survive, right? That plays a role, but it would be a good idea where like the government or this world or the society will find a way to kind of like change the money system into like electronically to make currency digital. I'm not sure that's a good idea or a bad idea, but they should make it digital to where like so people don't have to work for money. Instead, the government should give people a lot of money that's digital so they could get the things they want, so they could survive pretty much. So, for example, people shouldn't be getting charged for having their own house. People shouldn't get charged for food and water and shelter. People shouldn't get charged for these vehicles. All the basic necessities that the average human being needs to survive and for them to be productive, like having a vehicle so they go from point A to point B, shelter so they could won't get sick living outdoors, or like they could raise a family, or like they could take care of themselves, and like food and water so they could survive. Obviously, clothing and basic self necessities they need for their housing and for their vehicles and for their body. All that shit should be free. So imagine digital currency where everyone has access to that and do not get in charge for basic necessities they need in order for them to survive and to go from point A to point B, like a vehicle, right? The only time they should be getting charged, in my opinion, if the government allows that, is um if they're trying to, I guess, buy something from the store. I don't know, like, but you see where I'm getting at, like, basically, like things they shouldn't get charged for. Like people shouldn't get charged for fucking food and water. People should not get charged for having shelter and fucking electricity. They need electricity. People need internet access. People need Wi-Fi so they could, because most of these jobs involves the internet and computer, right? So why are people getting charged for having a fucking computer, for having Wi-Fi and shit like that? You know what I'm saying? This is weird. Make all that shit free and make all these AI workers replace all these 9 to 5 workers. And this is why I'm talking about the digital currency, where like people shouldn't be getting charged for basic housing, a vehicle, and clothes, food, water, and shelter, so that they can survive, right? And so they can survive their families, right? Erase all that. Don't charge people for that. Get them out of these 9 to 5 jobs. Have AI replace that shit. I have a good feeling the government does hide a lot of advanced technology from us, but let's say they are doing that, they have so much advanced technology. I mean, you look at ChatGPT, you look at all these other advanced technologies, right? Use those to replace these 9 to 5 workers, and people become more or less stressed. There'll be less mentally ill people, and less stress and less chaos in this world, right? You know what I'm saying? So, but I feel like AI technology, I feel like it is a good thing. Just we have corrupt people ruling this world, so hopefully they don't use it in a bad way. But I feel like it has a lot of potential to make this world a better place. It will fucking make things a lot easier, less stressful for the average human being. Where you know what I'm saying? If the money system is fair, then yes, I feel like it is a good idea for AI to replace all these 9 to 5 workers, so they don't have to sacrifice all their time and energy to working at a job they're being overworked and underpaid from. You know what I'm saying? So AI is a good idea if the money system is fair, you know? But yeah, um what else am I talking about? I feel like colleges should be free as well because most of the college information is outdated. And I think professors aren't allowed. students use chat GPT for their assignments, or they'll get in trouble, or they use that as plagiarism or cheating. And I feel like that's bullshit. I feel like that's not fair because isn't like the point of going to school is to help prepare you for the real world, right? Which schools don't do because all these schools is a business. This is why you get charged, and it's a fucking scam. It's a scheme. It's a business, so they can get money out of students' pockets. It's not about learning. It's about passing. But let's say the purpose of school is to learn, right? Which these teachers claim, but they don't. Well, let's say the purpose of it is to learn, right? Common sense would be like school's purpose to prepare kids for the real world, right? So why not use Chat GPT? Why why can't they use that, and why can't they use calculators for them to get information? Because in the real world, you're gonna need that because in order for you to become successful, you have to work smarter, not harder. You still gotta put in effort, but you gotta work smarter, not harder. How do you think business owners are able to own so much businesses and make millions of dollars? Even kids that are 15 and 16 years old, they're able to have their own business online and make millions of dollars because they work smarter. They're not working harder. They're not going to 20 years of school and and now start a business. No, they decide to not to do 20 years of their whole lives just to go to school. Instead, they utilize the internet and social media to create their own business. And in return, they're able to generate a lot of revenue, a lot of money. So now they're financially free and they can invest and make this world a better place by investing into more things that will help better their families, better themselves, and better this world. That's the point I'm trying to get at. Work smarter, not harder. But schools, they don't do that. So it makes no sense for like students. I mean, it makes sense. So students, they can use the calculator to learn math. They can use Chat GPT so they can pass their tests. But yet these schools don't allow that shit because school is so outdated. I understand what these teachers, professors are trying to are. I understand what they're coming from, but they have to understand that like things are always changing. We're always evolving. We're in a different timeline. This whole human experience, this whole life is constantly changing. So we need Chat GPT, we need calculators, we need AI, we need technology, so we can become more advanced because we're constantly evolving. But school doesn't understand that. This is why school still charges students over thousands of dollars for outdated books that you could learn off of YouTube for free. Or like it's not about learning, it's about passing. And people still get charged into death. You know what I'm saying? Um, That's all I gotta say. I'm just throwing my thoughts out there, but I'll go more into detail. But school should I feel like Chat GPT and calculators and access your YouTube to pass your classwork assignments, and uh, also I feel like schools should utilize astrology so kids can understand spirituality and stuff like that if they choose to. I got that idea from someone. I don't know who it was, but shout out to that person. The person I think tweeted that or they mentioned it on a video, and I feel like that was good information. So this is why I mentioned that too. But yeah, schools they need to step up their game for real. These colleges, these high schools, they need to step up their game. Every time I go to college, every time I observe these other schools, they always do the same shit. It's very outdated. They need to step up their game. But yeah, but I feel like if the money system is fair and it's not corrupt, I feel like AI will be a good idea to replace most of these 9 to 5 workers because they're being overworked and underpaid, and that's not fair. And the whole world is currently going through that, where they're being overworked and underpaid, and that's a huge problem in today's society. And we're being charged for everything: water, food, shelter, clothing, bills, car insurance, gas money, all that. People are paying to survive. It's our birthright to survive. So hopefully we use technology and AI to help reduce all the stress and corruption and enslavement in this world. But have a good one and let me know your thoughts and let me know if you agree or disagree. I will go more into detail, or if you know more than me, please go more into detail. And have a good one. Peace.